Hello, and welcome back to Best Self Yoga, a practice created for K-12 educators. My name is Lindsay, and I'm a teacher here in Southern Oregon. Best Self Yoga is inspired by the book Teach from Your Best Self, A Teacher's Guide to Thriving in the Classroom, written by my good friend Jay Schroeder. I'm excited to announce that Teach from Your Best Self is now available on audiobook, and I've left the link in the channel description. We're now diving into part two of the book, which focuses on the skills and principles that foster lower effort, higher impact teaching. I'm keeping it. Together, we will embody these approaches and we will reflect on how they resonate both on and off the mat. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, for choosing to take the time to invest in your best self, and for bringing that energy into your classroom, even if just for today. I'll meet you on the mat. Welcome to practice. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to start today in a seat. You can choose what that looks like. When you get there, taking some nice gentle movements. Just checking in with yourself, letting your body fall into here and now on the mat. And when you feel ready, finding stillness, creating that connection with your seat and the mat. We're going to inhale, reach for the sky. Sending that gaze up, 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 up. As you exhale, lowering your fingertips to the mat. Nice wide open stance here. Grounding through both your seat and those fingertips. On your next inhale, using those hands to walk in towards your seat to help lengthen that spine even more. And as you exhale, rolling those shoulders back, letting them fall away from your ears, sitting up nice and tall here. Today's practice is inspired by Chapter 8, which is titled The Best Self Model for Teaching and Learning. There are 3 points to this model, which are in a triangle shape. And so we're going to use this shape throughout our practice today, noticing where it's coming up in our bodies as we move. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn that triangle upside down and place our pointer fingers just underneath our belly button, maybe right on top of it, depending on your anatomy. And we're going to send breath into that triangle. Nice deep belly breath. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, imagine blowing up a balloon. And as you exhale, thinking about pulling that navel in toward your spine. We're going to go through a few more rounds of breath, and you can keep your attention in this triangle here, right at your diaphragm, or you can take your triangle attention a little bit lower, and imagining your hip points being the 2 top corners of that triangle, and your pelvic joint being just like your pointer fingers meeting there. I'm going to try and get those all on the same plane, in line. And we can send our breath either to this triangle or that lower triangle. Let's try it out. Inhale. And exhale. If you're sending your breath into that lower triangle, you can imagine Relaxing your pelvic floor as you inhale, and maybe imagine spreading your sits bones apart. And as you inhale, bringing those sits bones back together while pulling your pelvic floor up towards your belly button. So you choose. We're going to go through 3 rounds like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. So we just spent some good time practicing the first part of our 3-part breath. And so in 3-part breath, we're going to send the first part of our breath down into that triangle, the second part of our breath into that lower ribs, both side to side and front to back. And the third part of our breath is this upper chest and upper back area. And so we're just going to try to breathe into those 3 points, and then we'll do a few rounds trying to smooth it out. So sending that breath into your triangle. Continuing that same breath, sending it now into your lower ribs. Continuing that same breath now into your upper chest and upper back. And then let it all go out your mouth. That was a lot of work. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to practice that again, but trying just to smooth it out. So 1, 2, 3, and then out your nose. Okay, if you'd like to continue to breathe out your mouth, you can. It's really up to you. Inhale. Inhale. Last time. Inhaling here. Exhaling, letting that left ear fall over that left shoulder. Right elbow's getting nice and heavy. Enjoying that stretch here. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, right ear, right shoulder. Same stretch, other side. So in the Best Self model for teaching and learning, that top point in the triangle there is the teacher teaching from their best self. Inhaling back to center. As you exhale, just taking your gaze downward, enjoying that stretch in the back of your neck. Noticing we have another triangle formed here. The top of that triangle being just below your belly button, and the 2 bottom corners being your knees. Inhaling back to center. And we start here at our root, at our core. Because in the model, this is the person that we are bringing to the learning environment, the person that we care for, to invest in the collective well-being. I'm going to go ahead and inhale, sending that right leg out long, leaving that left leg still bent. Our hips are square to the long side of our mat. Go ahead and rotate that right ankle. So if this is the top point of that triangle, go ahead and switch directions where the teacher is teaching from their best self. Your right foot here is actually the bottom left corner of the triangle, which is represented in the model by the best self learning environment. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, walking our arms forward, maybe bringing our forearms parallel, touching our mat. When we bring our best self to create a best self-learning environment, that means we're thinking about the way we set up that environment, the policies, the systems, the culture of the classroom, setting up a foundation for our students to bring their best to the environment. Using our hands to inhale and help us sit up nice and tall, maybe bringing our fingertips behind our seat. As we extend that left leg out, making a triangle now with both our feet and that space right below our belly button. We're going to go ahead and bring this right foot in. Hips are square to the long side of your mat. This bottom right corner, go ahead and rotate that ankle. This bottom right corner are our students learning from their best selves. Go ahead and rotate the other direction. I love that this is my left foot because it reminds me that this is the area of the least amount of control in, but a whole lot of influence. Finding stillness here. Inhale. And exhale, leaning forward, maybe bringing your forearms to the mat. And a student's ability to learn from their best self really depends on the student's connection to the learning environment and their connection to the teacher. And if we're relating to our students from our best selves and using policies and practices, systems and environment that fosters the best in the learner and the teacher, we're well on our way to using this model in a cohesive way. We're going to go ahead and use our hands once again to sit back up, sending those fingertips behind us as we send that right leg out again. So these three interdependent factors have always been at play. The difference now is that we can use the best self model and our ROI lens to create synergy in all three aspects. Go ahead and bring our knees or our legs back in to a seat as we start rotating our chest just from each corner of that triangle. Inhaling, thinking that cat pose or cow pose. Exhaling, rounding through, thinking cat. The goal here is to find a synergy. Go ahead and reverse your directions. Like Jay states in the book, these three elements all amplify and reinforce each other. Go ahead and find stillness here. And when all three are aligned, we find those zanshin moments in our teaching, that flow state, or what Jay relates to as his childhood forest. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Nice long spine. So the best self model for teaching and learning is based on two assumptions. So the first being that the greatest leverage a teacher has in the classroom is the self that they bring to the learning environment. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the right this time. And the second assumption is that stress and pressure are counterproductive to teaching, learning, and the creation of a safer learning environment. Inhaling back to center. As you exhale, we're going to come into a tabletop position. When you get there, shifting your hips a little left to right. When you feel ready, we're going to take our knees as wide as the mat, bringing our big toes into touch, sending our hips back. Coming into an extended child's pose, letting your belly button fall into that triangle made by your toes and your knees. Maybe bringing your palms together and walking your elbows forward. Enjoying that stretch in the back of your arms and shoulders. So today's theme is Triad. In a triad, 3 elements work together to create balance, stability, and ease. Some triads in life are mind, body, breath, past, present, future, logic, emotion, wisdom. I'm sure you can think of your own as well. Inhaling to look forward as we lower our hands to the mat. Using them to walk up, bringing those knees together, feet together, coming in to a hero's pose, sitting up nice and tall. In the triad of learning, we have teacher, learner, environment. And when we bring our best to the triad of learning, we are creating balance, stability, and ease in the classroom, which sounds like high ROI to me. Gonna inhale to open our eyes, exhale, walking through, coming to a tabletop position, bringing our knees underneath our hips, our wrists under our shoulder blades as we inhale, coming into cow pose. Exhale, rounding through, pulling your navel up towards the spine, spine towards the sky. With your own breath, inhale and exhale. One more time. Gonna come through to a tabletop position, switching onto our fists just to give our wrists a little bit of a rest. We're gonna lift up this left leg and we're gonna inhale, thinking cow pose, and exhale, thinking cat pose as we bring our knee towards our nose, nose towards our knee. 2 more times like that. Inhale. And exhale, knee to nose. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a big step forward with that left foot, really accentuating that stretch in the right hip flexor. Left knee is over your left ankle. You can shorten your stance if that feels better, but really breathing in to that right side. Inhale here. As you exhale, just shifting those hips back, rolling onto the heel of that left foot, keeping a bend in that left knee. Exhale, bringing your chest a little bit closer to the earth. Toes pointing up towards your face. Very good. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, rolling through that front foot, enjoying that stretch. Sending the right foot back. Woo! Coming back to tabletop position. This time lifting up that right foot. Inhale, thinking cat pose or cow pose. Exhale, rounding through, thinking cat. Knee to nose, nose to knee. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhaling to look forward, taking that big step up. Really enjoying that stretch now in the left hip flexor. Sending breath into that space. Inhale. And as you exhale, shifting your hips backwards, rolling onto that right heel, slight bend in that right knee. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, bringing your chest a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, rounding through that right foot, enjoying that stretch one more time. Stepping the right foot back. Very good. Shaking those hips a little left to right. We're going to drop our elbows just where our hands were. And bringing those hands together. We're going to take the crown of our head and just place it right inside that triangle there that was made by our elbows and hands. We can stay here or option to curl those toes under, sending those hips up towards the sky, coming into dolphin pose. On January 2nd, I was down in Southern California on the ocean, and I woke up to 12 dolphins leaping in groups of 3, actually. It's pretty amazing. Inhale. And as you exhale, lowering your knees down to the mat. Inhaling to look forward, making those forearms parallel as we come into Sphinx pose. Our elbows are right underneath our shoulders. We're pushing into the tops of our feet and into that pelvic bone. Inhale here. And as you exhale, letting it all go, making a little pillow with your hands. Bringing your big toes to touch. Taking a moment here to think about what triad you would like to focus on in your practice today. Focusing on any triad strengthens your ability to find synergy in other triads. So just notice what's calling for you today. We're using our ROI lens to find balance, stability, and ease. Inhale to look forward as we send our wrists just underneath our shoulders. Exhale, letting your forehead come back to the mat. Inhale, coming into a little baby cobra. Exhale, letting it go. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, and this last time, we're going to hold that inhale as we take our feet wider in the bottom of our mat, our palms up towards the corners at the top of our mat. And then in our next inhale, we're going to rise up, coming into the seal pose. Nice back bend here. Option to walk your hands closer. You decide. No pain in that lower back. Sending a nice big inhale into our bodies. And as we exhale, letting it go. Curling those toes under, pushing up to a plank, and coming into downward facing dog. Pedaling it out when you get there. Noticing the triangle that we're making with our hands, our feet. Sending our tailbone up into the sky. And when you feel ready, making your way up to the top of the mat. Coming into a nice forward fold. Bending those knees, crown of your head towards the earth. Option to clasp your hands behind your back. Inhaling to straighten your arms up towards the sky.
On your next exhale, letting those hands go, maybe clasping them in the opposite direction as we slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And when you get to the top, taking whatever movement you need to welcome yourself onto your feet. Nice work. Coming into our strong mountain pose. Sending energy out our fingertips. We're going to inhale, coming into a chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to step it back, coming into our first flow. Knees, chest, chin, cobra. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that knee to our nose. Nose to knee. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Extending that left leg. Exhale, knee into your nose. 1 more time. And exhale. Continuing the journey of that left foot just behind your left hand. We're going to pivot on that back foot. 45-degree angle. Left knee over your left ankle as you inhale, rise up. Warrior 1. Checking in with those hips. We want our our hips to be square to the short side of our mat. With the left knee over our left ankle, we're pushing into the outer edge of that right foot, engaging both our glutes. Inhale. Warrior 1. Inhale to look up. Exhale to plant your palms, pivoting on that back foot, stepping your left foot back, knees, chest, chin. Coming into our down dog, getting ready to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, lifting that right leg up. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Stepping that right foot behind the right hand, pivoting on that left foot. Rising up, warrior 1. Checking in with those hips. Engaging those glutes. And as you exhale, planting your palms, pivoting, stepping it back, knees, chest, chin. And now hold our down dog for about 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready, make your way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Chair pose. Mountain. Taking a moment here to notice how you feel. Adding on to our flow. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Planting your palms, stepping it back. Maybe this time chaturanga to up dog. Downward facing dog. Take it or leave it with this three-legged dog. We're going to inhale to extend the left leg. Exhale, bringing that knee to your nose. 2 more times with your breath. Stepping that left foot up behind that left hand, pivoting on that right foot, rising up, warrior one. Inhale to look up. Exhale to bring our hands behind our backs, clasping. We have our left knee forward, so I'm going to go with my left thumb on top. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Coming in just to a forward fold here, halfway. Nice long spine. Left knee is over that left ankle. Nice strong right foot. Inhale to unclasp your hands, straighten that left leg. And then exhale, bending that left leg, pivoting on your right foot. We're going to actually inhale, twist up towards the sky. And as you exhale, lower that knee, placing your left hand on your sacrum. On your next inhale, reaching for the sky, lifting that knee. Exhale, planting the palm, stepping it back, finding your flow. Down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Knee to nose. 2 more times. Stepping that right foot all the way up behind the right hand. Pivoting to a 45-degree angle on that left foot. Rising up, coming into your warrior one. Inhale to look up. Exhale, letting those hands fall behind your back. This time our right leg is forward. So we're going to do right thumb on top. Inhale. And exhale, coming through to a flat back. Trying to keep those hips square to the front side of your mat. Inhale to unclasp your hands and straighten that right leg. Exhale, bending that right knee, pivoting on that back foot. Inhale for our twist. Exhale, lowering that left knee, bringing that right hand to your sacrum. On your next inhale, reaching for the sky, lifting that left knee. Exhale, planting your palms. Find your flow. Holding our down dog for a few breaths here. And when you're ready, coming up to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Coming into chair pose. Mountain. We're going to add on one more time before we start our cool down. You choose your flow. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Stepping it back. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bringing that knee to your nose. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Stepping it all the way up. 45-degree angle with that back foot. Warrior one. Inhale to look up. Exhale, clasping those hands behind your back. Left thumb on top. Inhale. And exhale, coming to that flat back. Option to stay here or to inhale. And as you exhale, we're sending the crown of our head towards our mat. We're embedding our left shoulder in towards our left inner thigh, using those opposing forces to help create that stability. Humble warrior. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to get your footing. Inhale to unclasp those hands, straightening that left leg. Engaging this left glute to provide a slight bend in that left leg as we exhale, coming into a pyramid pose. Maybe on your next exhale, dropping the crown of your head towards your mat. Inhale to look forward, bending that left knee, planting the right palm, pivoting on the right foot. Inhale, reaching up for that twist. Exhale, lowering the right knee, left hand coming to your sacrum. On your next inhale, lifting your knee, reaching for the sky. Exhale, planting your palm, stepping it back. Find your flow. Down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Stepping that right foot all the way up. Pivoting on that left foot. Warrior one. Inhale to look up. Exhale, clasping those hands, right thumb on top. Inhale. And exhale, coming into that flat back. Option here to inhale. And as you exhale, sending the crown of your head towards your mat. Ooh, I'm going to widen my stance just a little bit. There we go. Get that right shoulder coming into that right inner thigh. Humble warrior on the right side. Inhaling to come halfway up. Get your footing. Inhale to unclasp your hands, straightening that right leg. Engaging that right glute to provide that slight bend in your right leg as you exhale. Pyramid pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling to look forward, bending that right knee. Planting your left palm, pivoting on that left foot. Inhale for a twist. Exhale, knee down, hand on your sacrum. Inhale, knee up, reach for the sky. Exhale, plant your palms. Last flow. Downward facing dog. Slowing down our breath. If you feel ready, on your next exhale, we're just going to lower our knees right now from this down dog. Coming in to that hero pose one more time. Slowing down that heart rate. When you feel ready, inhaling here. And as you exhale, coming into a child's pose. Letting your shoulders melt around your knees. Thanking yourself for your practice, for the investment. We're going to inhale to look forward as we plant our palms. I'm going to swing our legs just to one side, coming through to a seat. Sit up nice and tall, bringing our arms around our legs, using our arms and legs together to create a lift in our chest, some length in our spine. We're going to come into a boat pose. So we're going to be balancing on those sits bones here. So really having that connection. Keeping that lift in our chest and a nice long spine. We're just going to lean back slightly. Hands can go underneath your legs as we just play with lifting one foot and then the other. Noticing how that feels. Gauging those muscles down there in that triangle area. If you feel ready, maybe we're bringing both of our legs up, parallel to the earth, leaning back just a little bit more. Maybe sending those hands, palms towards the sky. You can play with maybe tapping a toe down and lifting it up. Or maybe extending out, pulling in. Wherever you are, just enjoying that movement. And on your next exhale, coming through, keeping those feet together as we come into a butterfly. Actually, face you guys, face the camera. Coming in that butterfly position. Checking out the triangle that's being made here with our legs. On your next inhale, sending a nice deep breath into that triangle. And as you exhale, keeping your connection to the mat as we lean forward. Inhaling to sit up, closing up those legs as we rock backwards, crossing the left leg over the right, flexing the right toes, coming into this seated pigeon. Creating yet again another triangle. I'll stop. With that left shin parallel to the long side of your mat, we're going to come into square legs. So just bringing that right shin parallel to your mat. Sitting up nice and tall here. Inhaling to rock back. Uncrossing those legs, switching right leg over the left, flexing the right foot. Coming into that seated pigeon on the other side. With this right shin parallel to the long side of your mat, we're going to bring that left shin parallel, coming into those square legs. Sitting up nice and tall. On your next inhale, we're going to lean back, rotate our way back towards the long side of our mat, coming onto our backs. And when you get there, bringing your knees in towards your chest, rocking a little side to side. We're going to take our hands either to the outside of our feet or the inside of our feet. You decide. But we're going to send our knees on the outside of our elbows. Hands can be inside or outside. It's up to you. As you inhale, sending your breath to that triangle. As you exhale, thinking of lowering your sacrum towards the mat. Maybe rocking a little side to side. Nice work. Bringing your feet into touch. Sending your legs out nice and long. Full body stretch. Coming into our Shavasana. Our breath connects our mind and body. The present connects our past and our future. Wisdom is where we connect our logic and emotion. And the teacher connects the learner and the environment. The greatest leverage a teacher has in the triad of learning is the self they bring to the classroom. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for about 5 to 10 minutes. Or you can close practice here with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.